Well, good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino beer review. Today, you have the Rhino, and we're looking at a beer from Bath, Ontario, from the Mackinnon Brothers Brewing Company. This is Philomena Pilsner. Now, Philomena Pilsner, when it was originally added to Untapped, was 4.4% alcohol by volume. I do believe this says 4.1 now. 4.1. This was sent to me by Malty, so thank you very much, Malty. It's a beer I haven't had, and that impresses me because it's hard to find beers I haven't had unless you're going directly to breweries in Ontario that I wouldn't get here. And when you're doing LCBO purchases, to find one I haven't had is A-okay. Now, this has been tapped in 983 times with ratings for a 3.56 out of 5 overall, and 5 times from people that I know for a 3.7 out of 5 overall. They have here that it's 100% Ontario-grown Chinook and Cascade hops, 25 IBU, and the Pilsner malt is made purely from barley grown on our farm. A beer with a light straw color and a thick head of dense foam, adding smoothness and sealing in the slight notes of caramel flavor and aroma. Let's find out if those words are truth or not. Oh shit. So there was another line I was going to read, and it was by Jordan St. John, and it basically said that it was a very lively can that may need more lagering, and he may be right. A lot of beer we lost. Holy shit. Okay, no, keep my kilt out of it. We'll try and use my shirt. Get the kilt out. It's a good thing that last night when I got home, I just threw my clothes onto the floor in this tiny little kitchen area. If this was actually a rental, and I had rented it, and this was my kitchen, which is big enough for this and the stove, I don't know how I'd feel. Mostly because in Canada, you don't normally find this small of a kitchen. New York, maybe. Here, not as much. Okay, so we are done. We're done cleaning up the Philomena. You know, I like when my wife explodes, not necessarily my beer. There is a lot of this beer gone. We lost a lot. Sent from the can. Tinny, slightly sulfuric, little bit of sweetness from the glass. Tinny, slightly sulfuric, a little bit of sweetness. A tiny bit of haze on there, a nice golden straw color, bright white head. There's a snap, crackle, pop, but not much of one. Let's try it. Cheers. You know, that's interesting. Little metallic, little sulfuric, little touch of sweetness. And then the back end has a bitterness to it, but the bitterness is very sweet and tastes kind of like, and I've had this on some other craft beers. It doesn't happen often, but I've had this flavor on some other craft beers, and usually they're craft pilsners, and it comes off with an almost O-Peachy bubblegum flavor, for those of you here in Canada that know what I'm talking about. Don't know, could you get O-Peachy hockey cards and stuff in the US? Maybe O-Peachy made baseball cards or something, because I know baseball cards were huge in the States. Hockey cards were big up here. But O-Peachy was more a full-on cardboard card. Like, all the cards were cardboard, but it wasn't like glossed or anything. It was like rough cardboard almost. But the packs always came with a piece of bubble gum that had It had fucking flour all over it to keep it from sticking to the card, which made the cards all weird textured and stuff too. And the gum was hard as a fucking rock. Like, it was break your tooth hard. Arguably harder than a Bazooka Joe, solely because the Bazooka Joe was a lot thicker, and this was just as hard, if not harder, but like almost paper thin. And yeah. But that floury gum taste is kind of what I'm getting on the back end. The one thing I can say is I can't really say bad things about the beer. The beer drinks well. It's 4.1% alcohol. It's a beer. It drinks. It's good. It's fine. Other than the can explosion, I have nothing really to bitch about. I'd probably give that a 7.5 out of 10. I would buy that again. That's a and the bubble gum like back end really excites me. It brings back memories that I haven't had to inspect in quite some time. Yeah, I really enjoy it. Thank you guys. Bye bye.